Hi, I'm CJ Elmberg with Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in Frederick, Colorado. We appreciate you tuning in. We've got a special guest with us here for this really special and unique trailer that we're going to walk you through. This is Joel Chavez with Summit Body Works. Joel, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your involvement in this and what you do for Summit.
This, I did most of the electrical in here. All of the electrical, we designed it in-house and we put it together for them. I do a lot of research and development for Summit Body Works, so anything that's new, we bring it in, test it, see if it's going to work for us. Fantastic.
Well, this is a very unique trailer. This is a collaboration between Cimarron Trailers, Transwest, and Summit with the help of Joel and a lot of other individuals. So big shout out to everybody involved in the project, from the manufacturing to when we got our hands on it here. I know it was not just, it was a big team effort for sure.
It was a lot of work went into it, a lot of late nights, and we got it done.
Absolutely. So we're really excited to show you about it. This is a unique trailer. It is a Cimarron shower trailer. Yes, a shower trailer. We're going to walk you through this guy, but this is for a great group of individuals. They're going to be able to go to the backcountry and really enjoy themselves and have a little bit more cushy lifestyle on this adventure they're on. So
it makes camping a little bit better, huh?
Absolutely. So on this Cimarron, I'm going to give you some specs on it before you start showing you all this cool stuff on it. This trailer is 25.5 foot on the floor. It is 8'7" tall. It is a tall trailer. It's actually blocked up a little bit because they're going to be able to go to some backcountry with this trailer, so we want a lot of ground clearance. We put a V-nose on it to make it actually pull a lot better because of that added height. That's 8 foot wide, but a lot of cool features on it. Cimarron's all aluminum construction. They are a custom build trailer. I say it time and time again in my videos that these guys are fingerprints, and there's no doubt about this. Is a very unique fingerprint here that we have. But let's walk you through the trailer. We're going to show you a lot of specs. First and foremost, underneath the gooseneck here, just because of the sheer size and the capacity that we're going to be putting on this trailer, we went with dual electric over hydraulic jacks by Equalizer. This also has the manual override pump. If we get in emergency situations, we could pump it on or off. The other cool thing is these are on individual switches, so I can actually manipulate the trailer if I need to level it up by tipping it one way. I backed underneath it just a little bit ago and I wasn't just perfectly square underneath the ball. Well, I could run that one jack and tip it on there and no problem. So this is a system that we actually use and add through our parts and service department that Cimarron uses. But then we'll transition here. Joel, we got a big fuel tank here.
We've got a big 41-gallon diesel tank. This guy here is powering our generator, our 2 Oasis water heaters. And the beauty about this tank here is that we actually have fills on both sides. So you don't have to bring your trailer back around to have to fuel it. Yep. You can fuel it from either this side or that side.
Absolutely. And that's awesome that it's one fuel source for what we're accomplishing and what we're going to explain and show everybody as we work through this. And yeah, like you said, easy access. It's right here underneath, the actual neck itself. So our tow vehicle, we can fuel it up, and either side you work on to fuel it up there. Very cool. What do we got here, Joel?
Down here we have an output line. So our electrical system inside is actually powering this outlet here, and we have 240 20 volt coming out, so that you can power lights, battery chargers, whatever you need to off of this giant outlet.
Very cool. And they're going to actually hook up another unit to this.
Yes. So we can actually, they had another trailer. It's their cooking trailer.
Yep.
We hooked it up to this one just to see if we had enough power, and we had plenty of power.
Fantastic. So this one whole power source is going to operate multiple items for them. So yeah, very, very cool.
Their whole operation can work off of this outlet, and it's just something that they didn't have previously.
Absolutely. Up here, those switches I was telling you about, that's what's so nice is they're on individual. So again, I can manipulate the trailer. If I'm on uneven ground and need to tip it one way or the other, we've got that capability there. This is a good look at that V-nose. Again, that sheer height of the trailer, this is really going to help the way this trailer pulls. We do this V-nose setup on a lot of our extra tall trailers, and we're dealing with our warm blood, our head-to-head type trailers. We build quite a few of these. We've done elk trailers, a little bit of everything. So when you get that added height, there's so much more drag to it, and that V-nose does make a massive difference in the way the trailer tows itself. All right, Joel, let's transition into this first compartment here.
Alrighty, so this is the front room of the trailer. In here is all of the electrical. So as you can see, we have the back wall of the front room here is just stacked with all the electrical that we installed here. we have our control panel right up here. Of course, here you can see all of your water levels, you know, for those tanks. You can see what exactly what the electrical is doing. Your Oasis controls for your hot water, your pump switches, and as you transfer this way, you'll see our two giant 3,000 watt inverters going down to an auto transformer. This guy keeps everything nice and balanced between those two. Got your breakers, a variety of breakers over here, and of course your generator sits right inside of this compartment here. We have a lot of battery power in here. It's 960 amp hours worth of lithium battery. Coming around back right here behind me, you'll see we have a couple more outlets, but there's also a whole lot of storage up here.
Yeah, with that added height of this trailer, I mean, you just have the capability. They can throw a lot of extra stuff that they need to carry with them up here. There's access doors on either side, so even if it's still hooked up to the truck, you know, if you need to just access something from, you know, up at the nose rather than climbing all the way up in there, you can crack those doors open, standing in the bed and grab items out of it. LED lights, those are the big OptiBright lights we use on all our Cimarrons. Plenty of light coverage so you can see what you're working on. We've got a camper style vent up top there. One thing on this trailer and on all Cimarrons is they all have this insulated roof. So you can see that it's not aluminum sheeted. This is standard on every Cimarron. Doesn't matter if it's a bumper pull 2-horse, a big living quarters, a big trainer trailer, or a shower trailer. They all have the same roof. And what it does, it actually keeps a stall area 20% cooler, or in this instance, you know, these showers 20% cooler than aluminum sheeted roofs. So it's going to be a lot more comfortable, and it's strong. It'll take substantial hail. It'll take 150 pounds per square foot. It's a 1/2 inch thick, honeycomb design reinforced. It's got an R3 thermal value, gel coating. I mean, you can't get a better roof on these trailers, and that's what you get with every one of these Cimarrons. You're also going to get a fold down gate right here, so access. So we can drop this guy down. You see a couple cleats right here that we can fold down. So getting up into the nose is really easy, but it'll hold everything that we have thrown up in the neck area up in that area so it doesn't shift back. Now, before we leave this, I want to point one thing out. Is you see this floor, and you see it in contrast to this door frame here and the bottom rail. And the reasoning why is I'm about ready to show you, because we have an extra floor in this, an elevated floor, to do what we're trying to accomplish here. It's kind of hard to see. There's an access panel right underneath there, but we can unbolt that aluminum and get it out of the way and access what we've got going on. But we're going to show you that when we get back here to this shower area. So this guy has 4 separate showers and toilets on it. So the very first one here is, obviously it's elevated, so we're helping them out. We also have this fold up step here, so making this transition with a grab handle really easy coming into this very first one here. So a couple things we got going on. First and foremost, we got a toilet, right? So I showed you that we've elevated that floor. Well, we have to elevate it in order for us to get the plumbing and the tanks that we needed to. So when we transition to the next area, I'll show you how that works, but let's just pay attention right here. So we got a toilet, right? Hey, better than out in the woods, right? Definitely nice to have this right here. From there, we've got a sink, got a mirror, and then if we look back there, what do we have? We've got a shower. You can actually step in this guy, take a shower. This floor, if we look down at it, it's going to be worm flooring. So this is what we use on all of our, you know, horse and livestock trailers, a lot of custom builds. This stuff is a permanent unpenetrable rubber mat, and it's going to slope down to this trough that Cimarron built. This is fantastic. We've got some ideas for this that we want to kind of challenge Cimarron with, maybe using this type of a trough on some other applications that we have when we look at our horse and livestock trailers. But they did a great job on this trough. So what it is our shower will drain this direction, go into the trough. And then as you can see, we got some plumbing that comes from this sink that goes right down into that trough. So what we've got is we've got some hoses that access so we can attach to it and we can set it out there, and all this, you know, quote unquote, what would normally go in a gray tank will drain into and then empty out. Our toilet obviously will have black tanks. but we'll show you, location of that. But there is true black tanks for the toilets themselves. And then again, this is where this is going to drain as far as the shower and then the actual sink itself. One other thing is, if you look up, if we look at the, there's a gap up top and a gap down low, it's really going to help with just, air movement and keeping things nice and cool. We do have some exhaust fans on these guys. These max air fans, so we can actually pull air in, pull air out. Again, just keeping some airflow in here. We were all just kind of joking. It's kind of nice that you have this capability, because maybe you get in a scenario where you need a buddy that might have some extra toilet paper and you're out. Well, hey, pass some over underneath there, or throw it up and over. You can mess with somebody, I guess. You got some bridle hooks up here. They're probably going to hang some clothes, get those type of items, so it's not just on the floor. These are aluminum powder coated, so these are really strong. These are our actual bridle hooks that we use on our horse trailers. And then this is not a normal standard Cimarron brush tray. This is their very limited edition Cimarron shower tray is what it is. So throw your shampoos, those type of items in there. Again, it's got the capability to where we don't have to throw stuff on the floor or anything like that. There's actually holes drilled in the bottom, so if it does get wet from like that shampoo bottle or something like that, it's going to drain out. But again, really easy transitioning in and out by having the grab handle and the steps. This is where our hose will actually clip onto. Joel, do you know roughly about how long those hoses are?
Those are 25 feet long.
Yeah.
So you could take them out and put them into your gray tank, and you could just drain all your water there. You don't have to worry about hauling it in this already very heavy, full water tank.
Absolutely, and fantastic. I mean, really easy to attach and then detach and get them out of the way for actual transport. But that trough, they did a great job on that. All right, this next room's got a couple things on here. I'm gonna hop in. Again, it's got a 3-inch block, so as you can see, it's up here a little bit. But now this is going to give you a good view. Obviously on the shower trailer, we had worm flooring. You couldn't really see what was going on. But there's a elevated floor, or excuse me, an elevated floor on this trailer from the main one, 15 inches above. And in this instance here, as you can see, I can start actually removing these, because Joel, if we have to get to these holding tanks that we have down here and they're underneath a solid floor,
it's going to be hard.
You're kind of asking for a little bit of a problem. But in this instance here, I can start removing these sections. This concept actually came. We have built a number of livestock trailers, especially small animal trailers, with double decks. Or cattle trailers where the back of a trailer, it's got a double deck where they can slide some tack underneath there and then actually put cattle on top of it. But it's the exact same floor that's on the bottom of the trailer. This one here, they just build it to where it's on this track, and we can actually start picking it up and getting it out of the way, because we've got those tanks underneath there.
Yeah, it makes it really nice to winterize the system, or if you have to drain anything or you have to get in there to do something. Whatever you have to do, it gives you wide open access to the whole plumbing system that's under here.
Yeah. And again, I mean, we're talking about the exact same floor underneath that Cimarron has. It's the industry's best floor. It's 4-inch centers. Obviously we've had to cut some different sizes to make this fit, but it's a 12-inch deck is the main piece with 4-inch centers and a V-truss in there. So really, really strong. And then we've actually got a couple kind of areas of just access, correct?
Correct. So that right there will allow you to, get to the back of plumbing. You don't want to see plumbing through the bathrooms themselves, so now you have access to faucets, hoses, whatever you may need to do.
Yep, just kind of like this floor, just making things very easily accessible. That way, if we do have to get in to work on something, we've got that capability.
And it even doubles as a little bit of storage,
Yep, absolutely. And then we got this big wall here.
So that wall there is actually blocking off the 2 heaters that we have back there. So we have 2 Oasis hot water heaters, and as you know, heaters get hot, and they are going to use this room as storage for hay, so we had to block that area off in order to get the temperatures where we wanted.
Yep.
That down there, we have some black tank flushes, so you can actually rinse out your black tanks in this. You just turn your pump on, turn those valves there, and you're cleaning them out.
Absolutely. And then there's a room between each of these. So we got the same room on the other side that, again, we can access that plumbing to. And like you said, extra storage as well. So yeah, this room here is going to end up doubling as storage as well, but mainly in this instance, it's going to be hay storage. So that's why it's really important to have this wall sealed off. They'll be able to throw a lot of hay in this trailer. That way they've got some access and access to that hay. They don't have to try to figure out other places to put it. From what I understand, that's a little bit of a challenge when they go in this event here. So we have two 7,000-pound Dexter rubber torsion axles. There's electric brakes on this guy. This has got the 16-inch aluminum wheels. 14-ply tires. We upgraded from a 10-ply to a 14-ply just because of the sheer, just capacity we're actually wanting to run. And then you have a 1-year, no questions asked warranty on these tires. So if they catch road debris, they have blowout, they catch a nail, it punctures the sidewall. From the date of purchase, you get covered for 1 year. So it's nice that they have that that warranty along with the actual Cimarron warranty as well. And then we transition back, we got another bathroom right here. These bathrooms and showers are set up the exact same. I mean, obviously they might have a little different configuration based on how they're actually set on the trailer itself, but they all have the same amenities, shower, you've got your sink, you've got your mirror, you've got your toilet. And again, they all have that trough that goes out so they can attach those hoses and, like you said, get them over to their gray tank and get them out of the way. So Cimarron did a great job on this. You guys needed to be able to put the black tanks, just kind of like we saw at the fresh tanks, but also accessible.
Accessible,
So,
access. Water can have a lot of, issues if you don't do it right or whatever the case may be, or, you need to get in there for whatever reason.
yeah.
You can pull this panel off and have clear access to your rear black tank, just like you mentioned in the electrical room. That one is for the front black tank. So all of our plumbing is in this compartment throughout the whole trailer.
Yep, absolutely. We've got some stabilizers back here, some jacks. So again, if we need to just set it down, you're on some uneven ground, it's nice that they can actually manipulate that. Again, access, there's your dumps to those black tanks. And then as we work around here over to the driver's side, we're going to get into that third one. So this is on the back side of that second one we just showed you. So you haven't seen the back side, but guess what? It's the exact same. Again, maybe the configuration's a little bit different on how it's set out, but again, I commend Cimarron. They did a great job on getting that floor elevated for these guys to be able to go in and do everything they needed to set this trailer up as far as accessibility and serviceability and just the overall setup of the trailer. So this area here is going to be the back side of that storage room, but then also that Oasis system.
Exactly. So the Oasis, like we mentioned earlier, they're diesel fueled. So they need intake and they need exhaust.
Yep.
So here you can see the two exhausts, and those two there are the two air intakes.
Okay.
So that's what those do. Here we have our freshwater fills, front tank, back tank.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you can fill up your water here.
Yep.
Regular standard RV fill up, nothing special about it.
Yep.
Well, kept it simple.
I like it too that it's in a central location. It's not like I got to drag my hose up there, I got to drag my hose back there. They're all kind of right here. Now this Oasis system, I mean, this guy, you want hot water,
oh, yeah.
You got it, right?
You got it. With this many showers, we had to go as big as possible.
Yep.
We chose the Oasis, the biggest one that ITR offers, and we doubled up on them.
Because we have two, because we've got four showers.
So just imagine, you have 4 showers, 4 shower heads going.
Yeah.
It's a lot of water.
Yep.
It's a lot of water that can flow through, so you have to keep it warm.
Yep. And versus our more standard, traditional, hot water heaters that you see on a lot of our maybe living quarters or campers and those, this is a totally different animal. I mean, it's, on those we got to wait for it to heat up. You're only limited. I mean, it's kind of like you get in, you shower, and you get out type of a scenario.
Yes.
to where this is, again, a totally different beast from the standpoint of what these Oasis systems, the capability that they have to really pump some hot water out.
Yeah, and it's all very automatic. There isn't too much they have to do to get them started up. You know, there isn't a big giant procedure.
Nice.
You flip the switch, you have hot water.
Yep. We've done it on some living quarters. I know they've done it on the motorhome side. I know our customers that have them on the living quarters side are very happy with it. They're also heating the unit with that system as well. So very unique, very cool system as far as that's concerned. So yeah, these guys are going to I mean, they've got all the luxury in the world
exactly.
now. So
yeah.
And then we go up, we got another one here. So this is our fourth one. So again, exact same setup. These guys aren't going to know what to do. They're not going to want to go back at all to their old system at all, I'm sure. Joel's going to be the hero. Okay, what do we got here?
So here we have a 5 kilowatt Cummins own-and generator.
Yep.
And it's also completely automated. So let's say, for example, you pull 3,000 watts out of that cord that we showed at the beginning of this video. It's going to turn on automatically, so you're not draining your batteries. It's also going to turn on when the batteries get to 45%. So you don't have to be sitting here watching it. You know, it's completely automatic. You don't have to be watching your battery levels. You don't have to be watching how much battery you're pulling or how much power you're pulling. It's all completely automated.
Quiet diesel. The only thing you have to worry about is making sure it's got fuel.
Exactly.
I mean, that's a big tank up there, and if it's, you know, if it's sitting here and keeping everything nice and charged up, I mean, what a great setup as far as that's concerned. And the nice thing too is all these are, you know, all these doors have the exact same lock, so they're going to be able to lock this trailer up really easily. One set of keys, we can lock the generator, we can lock all these access doors on this Cimarron, just again making it really easy to secure as well.
Yeah, one more thing that we added to this trailer was a shore input.
Okay.
You know, a lot of times when you go put into storage, you know, you don't want your batteries just draining. We do have solar on the unit as well.
Okay.
So it will charge if it's in the sun. But if you want to store it inside and you want to keep those batteries, you know, nice and maintained, you can plug it in right there. It's adjustable. It's a 50 amp outlet, but in the system in there, you could actually turn it down, you know, to run off of a 15 amp.
Gotcha. Okay. Very cool. So, man, this thing's got a lot of cool features on it.
It's a lot.
Again, everybody from Cimarron to you guys at Summit to the team here at Transwest. I mean, everybody did a fantastic job. I think these guys are going to be really excited about it and really be able to go enjoy it. And this is the special 25th anniversary. Not only does it have those special edition, you know, shower trays on it, but this is the 25th anniversary of Cimarron. So they've been a fantastic partner of ours. We can't say enough good things about them. It's fun to build, you know, really unique trailers, the challenges of it. You know, I know at times we're all kind of, oh boy, what are we doing? What do we sign up for type of a scenario? But when you get done, you know, then everybody's really happy and hey, we accomplished it, and check out this cool stuff we did. And like I said, we come up with unique features and things like that we might say like, okay, now where can we use that?
Yeah, exactly.
In different applications. And that's what we always strive to do, and we always strive to build the next Cimarron better than the last one, and I know Cimarron takes that same approach. And yeah, what a fantastic trailer. We hope these guys be able to go and enjoy it. Joel, thanks for joining us.
Hey, no problem.
Appreciate it. And again, everybody involved in the project, thank you for all your hard work. If you have any questions, you can give us a call. Our direct number is 303-684-3400. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a good day.